Hey, what's up everyone? This is the watch list video for Thursday, March 3rd, showing you the SPY daily. It's holding up pretty well after we had the big gap down, the massive 2-day run, kind of sideways chopping for the last week, but holding up really well. So pretty interesting market we're in right now. A couple highlights before I get into the watch list for tomorrow. I want to give a shout out to Kevin P. Tweeted today why so many people follow him in chat or pay attention to his posts. And probably looked about like that maybe when he called the second mouse through 98. You see it had already broken 98 earlier, topped out at 98.59. So the 98 break, the thinking is hopefully that whole number break will get us through the high of day, and that's exactly what happened. It ended up rolling over, but we rent them as day traders. As a matter of fact, yeah, here, I got a screenshot where I show you Kevin P's post. DWAC, second mouse through 98 if clean, 2 catalysts above, and worked like a charm. This is a great post. And Wayne in chat today, SKYH, gave the idea through 16, $1 risk. He said that. $1 risk, and have to give it some wiggle room. It broke 16, never stopped out, and then finally got going. And if I haven't looked at Twitter, but if I had to guess, he probably sold some over 20 because he's the best trader I know. Really good at scaling out and holding some for the bigger move. I'm always aspiring to get better at that myself. He's a great example. So that was a huge one in SKYH as well. What are we watching for tomorrow? JWN, big breakout. It was on the gap playlist, but I never did anything with it. Massive volume, so maybe a follow-through day there. INDO is really extended. The moving averages are all the way down here and it's way up here. So I doubt I'll trade it. But it was pretty impressive today in the afternoon strength there, right? So, and it's an oil play, so we're going to keep that on watch. Speaking of oil plays, now these are more like sleepers. I got a couple on the list, and this is one of them, that are sleepers. These GBR is one of them. These things used to run whenever oil popped, right? And so oil's been ripping, INDO's been ripping with it. I'll show you that again, the daily. Look at that. The old school big companies like Occidental Petroleum, OXY, what are some others? ExxonMobil, they're really, really strong. But the baby oils, what we call them as traders, really haven't participated with the exception of the INDO. So maybe they get discovered. Again, you want to see volume come into these before you even consider it. And you also want to make sure oil's strong at the time. But the two that I'm going to watch, one of them is GBR, and the other one is USWS. I think that's the only two I have on watch. This one's actually got kind of an interesting chart. I'll zoom in a little bit. Nice volume came in about a week ago, and it's holding up really well. So that is one of the more interesting daily charts on the baby oil. So anyway, that's the two I'm going to watch if oil's strong again. GBR and USWS. I don't usually put massive gaps down on watch, but the earnings didn't sound bad to me, and this thing went down into the 180s, and I'm kicking myself because I had to leave, and I was really interested in that under 190 in after hours, and I didn't take a trade. And as I'm talking right now, it's trading at 206, so it's already had a nice little bounce. When it's high, it's 210 so far in the after hours. But anyway, so a huge gap down in this one on earnings. Like I said, that didn't sound that bad. Sometimes, things get decimated and it gets overdone in the very short term. So I'm going to keep an eye on SNOW and see if it gives any kind of a long setup tomorrow. I'm not just going to blindly jump in, but that's an awfully big gap down. Again, on what sounded like decent earnings. I don't know. LEDS, let me zoom in a little bit here, get some of that. A volume spike, but that still wasn't even 1 million shares. This one in the past absolutely ripped a couple times here, and then it's gone into what I call nothingness. Maybe today's the start of something, maybe it's not, but I want to keep that on a chart. IRNT is kind of a handsome chart, had a big 2-day run, kind of flagging and starting to curl up again, so I'll put that on long watch. UPST, I like this chart a lot. It kind of popped here to 157.38 all the way back down when the market got weak, and then next thing you know, it runs right back up, takes out this high, tops out at exactly 161, sells off a little bit, and is already curling back up. So This one might be breaking out here one of these days. I'm going to keep it on the chart. USER, big pop yesterday. Quiet inside day to day, looking for a third day play. BLDP on bounce watch, kind of flagging, and a couple red days after the big pop. TDOC on bounce watch, gapped up the other day on news with integrating with Amazon, Alexa. I don't know. It's a nice sounding headline. Topped out real close to 80 bucks, and then you've had a few days lower right back into the 20-day. That one goes on bounce watch. And lastly, KRBP, which isn't very interesting, except in an after hours, looks like it's getting big volume and it's trading at $1.12 right now. So potential, kind of penny stock gapping up tomorrow. I'm not sure what's up with it, but I'm going to put it on a chart for a potential gap play. And that's it. That's all I've got. I'm going to leave it at that, and I'll see all you traders in the chat room in the morning.